All right, so we're diving into Limoneira's latest earnings call, ticker symbol LMNR, if you're following along.
Definitely a company to watch. They're the folks behind those sun-kissed lemons you see everywhere. And get ready for some talk about avocados and even real estate.
It's kind of wild. They're really shifting gears.
Yeah.
Moving away from just owning tons of farmland, becoming more strategic about how they use their resources.
Yeah, you could say that. It's like streamlining, focusing on what will drive growth. And their earnings call is showing us exactly how they're doing that.
I'm all ears. What are some of the key moves?
So first off, full fiscal year 2024 record revenue. We're talking $191.5 million. That's a 6% jump from the previous year. Not too shabby.
Record revenue. Okay, that gets my attention for sure.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for someone thinking about investing? What's the bottom line?
Well, it's a strong signal. Their strategy is working. And they're not just growing, they're growing profitably. Adjusted EBITDA. Think of it as a measure of operating profitability. Swung to a positive $26.7 million. Compare that to a small loss the year before. That's a big turnaround.
So they're making money. And more of it than ever. I like the sound of that. But where's all this growth coming from? Lemons and avocados.
You got it. Lemons and avocados are definitely major players. They hit their volume targets for both. And get this, they sold the most avocados in nearly 15 years.
Wow, 15 years. Avocados are having a moment. But let's break it down. Let's start with the lemons. Their Q4 lemon revenue was actually down a bit compared to last year. What happened there?
Weather played a role. It affected their fresh lemon utilization rates. Basically, they couldn't sell as many fresh lemons as they wanted to, things like fruit size and quality, you know?
So even though everyone's loving their lemonade, Mother Nature wasn't cooperating.
Exactly. But here's where it gets interesting. While those fresh lemon sales were down, they're seeing a surge in demand from food service and those quick service restaurants.
Oh, interesting. So those lemon wedges you get with your iced tea, the lemonade you grab with your burger, those are actually helping Limoneira out.
Totally. This shift in sales channels, it's strategic, could actually increase their overall profitability, even if the average price per carton dips a bit. They're tapping into different markets, diversifying their customer base.
Smart move. Not putting all their lemons in one basket, so to speak. All right, let's talk avocados. Those record sales are obviously a big deal. What's Limoneira doing to ride that avocado wave?
Oh, they're going all in, planning a major expansion, adding 1,000 acres of avocado groves by 2027.
1,000 acres. That's serious avocado commitment. But what about the water situation in California? Can they even grow that much more?
That's what's so cool. They're not just adding acreage. They're using some really innovative techniques to get more avocados per acre. We're talking potentially doubling the amount of fruit from each tree.
Double the avocados. Now I'm really listening. How are they doing that?
Think high-density planting. Basically fitting more trees in the same space. Plus, they've got improved irrigation systems, making sure each tree gets just the right amount of water. And get this, they're even using drones for targeted pesticide application.
Drones spraying avocado trees. That's some next-level farming.
Yeah.
But why should the average person care about all this?
Well, think about avocado prices. They seem to keep going up. Limoneira is setting themselves up to ride that wave. Producing more avocados more efficiently could mean a more stable supply. And hopefully more reasonable prices for all the avocado lovers out there.
All right, that's good news for my guacamole budget.
Yeah.
So they're getting smart about lemons, going big on avocados. But Limoneira is more than just fruit, right?
You're right. They're not just farmers. They're thinking like real estate developers and water resource managers, too.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting. Let's dig into that after a quick break.
So let's talk about this harvest project. It's a huge real estate development they've got going on.
Huge. How? Give me the details.
They've already sold lots for 554 homes just in phase 2.
Wow.
And they just got approval to increase the total number of units for the whole project by 37%.
So they're not just growing fruit, they're building entire communities. What's the thinking there?
It's all about diversifying. Right. Tapping into that California housing demand. But they're not just throwing up houses, they're creating a whole lifestyle. You know, vineyards, wine tasting rooms, all integrated into this community.
So it's like living in the middle of a beautiful citrus grove, but with all the modern conveniences.
Exactly. And they're making it even more attractive. They got a flood zone map revised, which gets rid of mandatory flood insurance for about 1,100 properties.
Oh, that's huge. No one wants to deal with flood insurance.
Yeah.
But what's the financial impact of all this real estate? What's the bottom line for Limoneira?
Big money coming in. They're projecting $180 million in total proceeds from this harvest project spread out over the next few years.
Wow, that's a lot of lemons and avocados.
Yeah.
All right, so real estate is one way they're diversifying. What about this water management thing you mentioned? California is always in a drought. So how does Limoneira play into that?
Well, water's gold in California. And Limoneira is sitting on a valuable asset, water rights. They're already in a water fallowing program in the Colorado River Basin. That's bringing in some extra cash. But the really interesting part is they're expecting some serious water monetization deals from their surplus water rights in the Santa Paula Basin coming up in fiscal year 2025.
Hold on. Water monetization deals. What is that?
Yeah.
Are they selling water now?
Not exactly like selling bottles of water. It's more like this. They own the rights to a certain amount of water in the Santa Paula Basin, and they can lease or sell those rights to other users, cities' agricultural operations, whoever needs the water.
So they're profiting from their water rights. Interesting. But why are those Santa Paula water rights more valuable than the Colorado River stuff?
Location. That's Santa Paula Basin.
Yeah.
It's in a high-demand area,
Yeah.
close to major cities. As water gets scarcer, those rights become more and more valuable. It's like owning prime real estate, but it's water.
Water barons.
Yeah.
So they're farmers, real estate developers, and now water magnates. What's next?
They're masters of resource management, using their assets strategically, water rights included, to generate income and set themselves up for future growth.
So we've got lemons, avocados, real estate, and now water. Limoneira is definitely keeping busy. But there's one more thing. The elephant in the room. The possibility of Limoneira being acquired. They've been publicly exploring what they call strategic alternatives, which could mean selling the whole company.
That's a big deal for sure. And they've said they've gotten a lot of interest from potential buyers.
This is getting juicy. What kind of companies would want to buy Limoneira, and why is this company so attractive?
Well, they've got a lot going for them. A strong brand, a diverse business model, and they're in a sector that's only going to get more important. Food and water.
Especially with climate change and growing populations, those resources are going to be key.
Exactly. So you could see big agricultural companies, real estate developers, even investment firms interested in water resources, all wanting a piece of Limoneira.
Sounds like a corporate bidding war in the making. What do you think? Will they stay independent or become part of something bigger?
It's anyone's guess. But no matter what, Limoneira is a company to watch. They're making bold moves, shaking things up.
Well said.
Yeah.
But let's bring it back down to earth for a minute. What does all this mean for our listeners, especially those who are interested in investing?
This earnings call, it's not just about Limoneira. It's a glimpse into the future, food, water, real estate. These are the things that are going to shape our world.
And before we wrap up, we can't forget our This Is Not Financial Advice segment.
Oh, here we go.
If I were a betting person, which of course I am not, I'd be looking at companies developing that cutting-edge agricultural tech. I mean, drones spraying avocado trees. That's the future.
I'll give you that. Pretty cool stuff.
This isn't financial advice, just your friendly podcast host spitballing. But seriously, this earnings call shows how tech and agriculture are merging. It's a space to watch.
Definitely agree there.
All right, we've squeezed all the juice out of this earnings call. Lemons, avocados, real estate, water, the whole shebang. Any final thoughts before we sign off?
Limoneira is a company in transition, embracing new ideas, diversifying their business, thinking strategically about managing resources in a world facing some big challenges.
It's a good reminder that no matter how old the industry, there's always room to innovate and reinvent yourself.
Absolutely. Adaptability and forward-thinking leadership. That's what it's all about.
Well said. And listeners, as you enjoy your next avocado toast or glass of lemonade, think about the companies like Limoneira, working to bring that food to your table while navigating a complex and changing world.
And maybe think about the future of food. Who knows? Maybe someday soon those avocados and lemons will be picked by robots.
I know that's an image. Until next time, keep diving deep.
You know, before we wrap up completely, there's one thing that stood out to me in the report.
Oh, we covered it all right. Lemons, avocados, real estate, water. What else is there?
Well, they mentioned a bunch of other crops too. Oranges, some specialty citrus, even wine grapes.
Interesting. It just seems like they've got so much going on already.
Right. But it makes sense. It's all about that diversification. Not putting all their eggs in the avocado basket, so to speak. Lemons and avocados are the stars. But these other crops, they bring in some extra cash, help manage risk.
Like an investment portfolio, but for agriculture.
Exactly. If one crop has a bad year, weather market, whatever, the others can balance things out. Plus, some of these crops, like the wine grapes, they tie into those real estate plans. Think vineyards, wine tasting rooms, part of that harvest community experience.
I see. It's not just about selling grapes. It's about building a whole lifestyle around their agricultural roots.
Pillar.
What about the oranges, though? Are they trying to take on Florida orange juice?
Doesn't seem like they're aiming for orange dominance. More like they're using oranges strategically to complement their lemon sales, offering a full citrus package, especially to those food service and restaurant clients.
So less about conquering the orange market, more about keeping those relationships strong, being the go-to for all things citrus.
Exactly. Smart way to leverage what they already have, infrastructure expertise, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so we've officially squeezed every last drop out of this Limoneira earnings call. Lemons, avocados, real estate water, even a little wine talk. Any final thoughts before we say goodbye?
I think the big takeaway here is that Limoneira is transforming. They're not your grandpa's farm anymore. They're innovative, they're diverse, they're thinking about the future of resources in a world facing some serious challenges.
It's inspiring, really. No matter how old the industry, there's always room to shake things up, to adapt and reinvent.
Couldn't agree more. It's a testament to adaptability and thinking ahead, having great leadership.
Well said. And listeners, next time you're enjoying some avocado toast or a glass of lemonade, take a second to appreciate the companies like Limoneira, the ones working hard to bring us our food, all while navigating a complex and ever-changing world.
And who knows, maybe someday soon we'll be talking about Limoneira's latest robot fruit picker or their revolutionary water desalination tech. The future is full of surprises.
Until next time, keep diving deep.